Now, here's the hosts of Top Story, Kelly Klass and Jill Skeen.
Well, good morning and welcome to Top Story, 7360300. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Kelly.
You were laughing already.
Well, you know how you
got
see
started.
something on internet and you just laugh.
Would you want to share it with us?
No,
or-
I don't want to share it with you.
Well, fine. And
You know how some of these headlines, things just pop out at you, right? You know, they get you to want to read it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's never
Nothing.
about what the headline indicates.
No.
In fact, I saw one the other day. I was watching Wheel of Fortune the other night, and Pat Sajak and Vanna White were in Hawaii.
Were they?
And they were kind of kibitzing back and forth.
Kibitzing.
Kibitzing.
What's
Kibitzing. I'll
Why
call
are
it
you using
kibitzing
Yiddish when you
if
don't
I
know how
want.
to use the word?
Oh, man.
I actually know how to say that word.
Well,
Clearly, you don't.
Of course you do.
I'm Jewish, you're not, but go on. They were kibitzing about what?
They were talking back and forth, kind of, being funny how they do. And
kind of like we do, but we're not.
And
go on.
Pat Sajak, as a joke, said he just walks off the set, as it was all part of the joke. It was kind of funny. And then I saw a headline a couple of days later: talk show host walks off set.
I saw that same headline,
And
but I didn't read it.
It was like, he got upset about something. I don't know. Anyway.
Really?
So.
Like when I'm about to walk out the studio, like right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
fine.
Do it. All right. Well, anyway.
How do we
okay.
get on
What
that
was I
topic?
talking about?
Good morning.
Oh.
We're talking about headlines.
Okay, so anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about today, and I don't know if we're going to get to it all or not.
Which is shocking because it's the day before Thanksgiving.
I know.
We all should be happy. And
a lot of it.
Who's happy right now? Go to any grocery store right now. It's crazy out there. People are out of this, out of that. It's crazy.
And it's going to get worse.
I went
as the
Monday
day
and
goes
Tuesday. No, what's today? Wednesday. Did I go a little bit yesterday? I can't remember. No, I went Sunday and Monday, and I'm like, I'm not going in anymore. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
But I forgot.
That would be a death wish.
You have to be out of your mind.
Yeah. Anyway, at 8:30, we have Terry Rao with St. Luke's talking about the Festival of Trees that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
At 9 o'clock, we have Twin Falls City Council person Suzanne Hawkins to join us for State of the City. And the rest of the time, we got all kinds of stuff here. We got news bits. We got a story about Friendsgiving instead of Thanksgiving. Would you rather spend Thanksgiving with your friends or your family?
Okay, let's take a poll.
Yeah, we're going to take a poll, but not yet.
No, I'm
not
kidding.
yet.
But then towards the end of the show, the last segment, I'm going to tell you how you can make your Thanksgiving healthier.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
They filmed a segment with me a few weeks ago, and it's going to air tonight on KMVT. For tips in
That's
case
what
you miss
everybody wants to know, how to have a healthy meal on Thanksgiving.
Well, you can make little tweaks
the
and not
farthest thing
change,
from my
but not
mind.
change. You can do little tweaks and not change the taste at all. Just to make it a little healthier, so you don't have to feel like your arteries are clogging right afterwards. You can do little tweaks, so stay tuned because I'll give those to you.
Tweaks with Jill.
And
Coming
you don't,
up.
you will never know the difference. Mark my words.
All right.
Mark my words.
Well, we do have some news to talk about this morning. I guess one of the big ones that took me by surprise was the resignation of Idaho Department of Corrections Director Brent Reinke.
Yeah.
Who has decided to step down from his post. He's been leading the department since 2007. His tenure included.
They had that little hiccup.
Well, his tenure included overseeing the fallout of a private prison scandal, handling the first 2 executions since '94, and enhancing the department's contract oversight. Now, Brent was, and I can call him by his first name because
it's your buddies.
We grew up together.
Oh,
we were
so
neighbors
nice.
for the first 10 years, so we played.
So he was like your best friend?
He was at my retirement party last Friday.
He must have come when I was, when I went out to get something to eat.
It was kind of toward the end, but he did stop by with his wife, and it was fun. We got to kind of reminisce a little bit. But anyway, he's stepping down, and... I
wonder if he is because of the FBI investigation. Like maybe he doesn't, I don't know, maybe he feels like he's going to have to resign anyway.
I don't know.
Because that thing's ongoing, and that thing's not going away.
Unless he's the scapegoat of this whole thing, which could very well be.
Well, then, I'll leave before they ask me to leave. I don't know. He didn't mention anything at your party, did he?
No, he never said a word.
Well, since he's your best friend, we should have him on.
He did say that he would. I said, hey, you want to, because he said there's a lot of good things happening. And I said, well, why don't you come on the show? And he said, yeah, he'd be happy to do that. So we'll try to get him scheduled here in the next week or two.
And I assume we can ask him about the bad things that happened.
So, I'm sure. He's always been very forthright.
No, he has. He's been very, very good.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. He was Twin Falls County Commissioner before he took that job. City of Filer has negotiated a settlement in the Filer police officer's shooting of that Labrador Retriever in February. Rick Clubb, whose dog was shot, dog's name was Hooch, got $35,000 from the City of Filer. So apparently that is supposed to be resolved now. Although the officer who did the shooting is still there on duty.
Right. So feel secure, Filer. Keep your dogs in at night and be careful of who you call if a dog is out loose. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I think that's still crazy that the man is still on. Whether he's found guilty or not, the community doesn't feel so secure with him. That was the whole point. Like, okay, maybe you should go elsewhere. That's all. Just saying that one more time because we haven't beat that one to death. How did you not recall this council, people? What's wrong with you, Filer? It's true, though. Anyway, crazy. And then one more thing. This one, are you doing the one?
No, go ahead. You wanted to talk about this one. Go ahead.
Is that the one you had?
Yeah, that's the one.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse. Okay, we talked about this the other day. Former U.S. Senator Larry Craig was just appointed to the Idaho Republican Party's financial chair.
Actually, that happened a while back, and nobody really noticed it.
I remember us talking about it, but I thought, well, what is this, a new position? Okay, now people realize. But now, it's just amazing to me. He must not have a PR person. Okay, so he is now appealing a D.C. judge's ruling that he broke the law by using campaign funds to cover legal fees after his 2007 arrest in an airport bathroom sexting.
You did say this was former U.S. Senator Larry Craig, right?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
We then digressed, and then I went back to the story.
All right.
Was there another senator that was arrested in a bathroom for a sexting?
I don't think so.
Did I miss someone?
I don't think so.
Who is out there again with another wide stance? Anyway, but on September 30th, U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson ordered Craig to pay $242,535 to the U.S. Treasury Department. $197,535 was representing campaign funds spent illegally, plus a $45,000 penalty. The Federal Election Commission sued Craig in 2012, saying he used campaign money for a personal matter in violation of the Federal Election Campaign Act. Jackson agreed that the expenses were personal and not related to Craig's official duties. Okay, you think this man would just have paid it already, but no, he already went to court once. Now he's appealing it. He's filed a notice on Monday of his intent to appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for Washington. It's just unbelievable to me that this man continues with this. Just pay the fines, get it over with, and you're not in the news anymore. And if you really think that this is what campaign funds should be used for, it's shocking to me that the Republican Party would have him as their finance chair. I mean, really, it just doesn't end. Why doesn't he just stop, pay it, go away so it's not in the headlines again? What do you think, Kelly? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for another story.
You can't look for another story. It's like someone needs to help this man. Do they not have a PR person at the Republican Party to tell Larry Craig, please, just pay it and go away?
I have to agree. I wonder sometimes, and I was talking to a big GOP person here just a few days ago about this same thing. I said, I'm almost wondering if the Democrats out east got a hold of this Steve Yates and sent him out here to as a subversive to undermine the Idaho GOP with all the things that they're doing now.
Yeah, Steve Yates, who used to
and
work
he
for
said,
Dick Cheney.
You know what he said?
Oh, please, bring it on.
He said, I have heard the same thing.
Stop. What are you talking to each other?
So I am not out there all that much in left field.
Let it be. I mean, Steve Yates was picked out of 3 persons. He wasn't just appointed. Even if that was the case, what is wrong with Larry Craig? I'm sorry, did someone infiltrate Larry Craig's brain? Do you really think that campaign funds should be used for your legal fees when you're trying to solicit sex in a bathroom in Minneapolis? Are you kidding me? What? How do you defend that?
I can't defend it.
Why doesn't he just pay it and go away? But no, he's going to appeal it.
We do have a couple of callers. Maybe they can. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. There's Jill doing her hot calling a stainless steel kettle black again. That animal in the White House, she's ragging on the Republicans.
You know what? Come on.
Oh, I guess, okay.
We'll just say that. And
he left. Okay.
Yeah,
Here, let's try this one. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly and Jill. You know, I kind of agree with that last caller, though. You got watch how you cast stone, considering what's gone on in the Democrats still. I think politicians are all.
You know, we as conservatives cannot get caught up in this thing. We criticize the liberals all the time of justifying and apologizing and trying to justify their own for things that we think are abhorrent. So when the table is turned, we cannot do the same thing and get away with it or live with ourselves. If we see something in our own ranks that's going on that is not right, we cannot just say, well, the Democrats justify theirs, so quit. But, we can't do that. That's part of what's wrong with our political system today is each side, no matter what they do, will vehemently defend what they've done by using the term, well, they've done it. And I hear that from George Bush. I've heard that George Bush did. I've heard that so much, I'm getting sick and tired of it. And it's time to stop that. If somebody within our ranks is doing something wrong that we don't agree with, we got to come up and we got to say, you are wrong. You can't do that. Find someplace else to nest.
But the point is, too, this happened in 2007, 7 years ago. Does anyone not think that he should just pay it and go on so it isn't a headline every few months? I mean, come on. Where is this man's sense?
Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to speak. And I'd also like to thank Jill for her for bringing a different perspective to the radio. You hear conservative, and people tend to fight anything that's different from what they believe, and I appreciate her bringing in different points of view.
Well, thank you. Good. That's nice.
And I also agree with Kelly on that the Republicans, and I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I believe any political party, if they find corruption and in their ranks, they need to ferret it out.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't justify it. You can't justify it by saying, well, the other side did it, so we can do it. No,
it's like your mom saying, if they jump off a bridge, will you jump off a bridge too? Come on.
Right. We'll be right back here on Top Story. 7360300 was the number to call here on Top Story. You've heard us talking about Stanley and Company's Low and Honey Loader. And Pat Hartzell is the guy. I know there's a lot of feedlots and dairies in the area that have one of these that takes care of the manure on the feedlot or dairy. When you have a large concentration of livestock, you have these issues.
You are.
And the best way to handle it is with a low and honey loader. And there are a lot of them out there that do not have one of these. You're still doing it, I don't know, maybe the old-fashioned way or something. But here's what you need to do. Get a hold of Pat Hartzell, and he can take you to where one of these is in operation, and you can see how they operate, see how quick they work, how, just everything good about them can help you with your situation on your feedlot or dairy. 280-1167 is the number. Pat Hartzell with Stanley and Company, and you can give him a call today. I'll bet he'll that's his direct phone, so you don't have to go through the middleman at the store.
You just go directly, and they answer their phone.
Yeah.
Very nice people.
We have a caller. Top Story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're going to cut me off again, Kelly.
I'm sorry.
You kind of faded out, Kyle.
You were not. You didn't have a good connection either.
No, I had something in my throat.
Okay.
Anyway, if you would have let me finish.
Hurry up.
As a conservative, I don't like being lumped in with Republicans that have taken over that party. And as a conservative, I'm willing to call out anybody that needs to be called out. And Jill, as far as what's his face is concerned, I think he should do some jail time for using funds the wrong way.
Well, and yet he might like that, but and yet he's spending $80,000 in attorney's fees to fight this. My point is, just pay it.
He's an idiot, and that's that.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't understand this.
I missed you at the party.
No, what time did you get there?
According to Kelly, you left like 15 minutes before I showed up.
Oh, I had to get something to eat, and then I came back, though.
You two did, Nancy. Yeah, she came back.
I felt terrible, but I was starving.
And last but not least, I'm just amazed at what's going on in Ferguson. They're destroying their own town. They're not going to even have any jobs by the time they're done. And what happened when OJ got acquitted? Nothing. I mean, did you see white people out there breaking things and destroying things, especially in your own community? I mean, come on, it's just ridiculous.
Well, you hope, but I think there's an outside elements, and I don't think it's.
But when you have the president of the United States on his bully pulpit saying, "Well, this is kind of justified," what do you expect?
You know what?
That's what he's doing.
Oh, give me a break.
I will.
Responsibility for himself.
He said no violence.
And they're doing this. I mean, there's people in that own community that thinks it's ridiculous, and I mean, they're down there trying to defend the place where they work because they might be out of a job. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, I think it's also crazy. They announced it at 9:00 at night, and I think, why did they do this? It's like they set this up. Where was the National Guard? Weren't they supposed to be down there? The governor said there'd be National Guard there.
Okay.
Why aren't they protecting things? And there's also an outside element there. So
I had the same conversation with my wife yesterday. When they first had problems in Ferguson, the police were criticized by me and a lot of people about their heavy-handedness. And so this time they thought, well, we were criticized the first time. We better hold back in case this, kind of goes like peaceful.
No, that's not true.
And what do you mean it's not true?
The governor said a few days ago they were having the National Guard come in. He said there was going to be National Guard there.
But I've heard people complain, well, where were the police and da-da-da-da-da to stop all of this? It's because when they were first there the first time, they were heavily criticized.
Well, the National Guard is different than the police.
So they pulled back, and now they're being criticized because they weren't there.
But no, Governor Nixon said the National Guard would be there. Where is the National? It wasn't the police. It was the National Guard.
It was my understanding the National Guard was guarding the police stations and places like that to give to free up more police to go out on the streets and do their jobs. So
you know what?
And I'm not saying that everything that they have done is right, but I'll tell you what. You have to realize that there are people who made their mind up. They were going to riot no matter what the situation was, no matter what the outcome was going to be.
We don't know that, do we?
Yes, we do know that because there are people like that. We also know that there are anarchists in this world that will go to places like that to stir this kind of thing up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there were outside elements as well.
Sure there were. And there were also inside elements, people who lived there who thought, hey, we got nothing else to do. Hey, this is a great excuse for a party. Let's go do it. There are those people with that kind of thinking there. And now this is spreading across the country with the same elements, the same anarchists, the same people who just want to have something to do. They got nothing else to do, so let's go riot.
There's also people who are protesting in peace.
You're absolutely right.
And they have every right to assemble and protest. And you know what?
Right.
Frankly,
but
they
should.
They're
Ones causing the problem. The ones causing the problems are the ones who are breaking the windows and burning the cars.
I understand that, but also it's not all those people are from Ferguson. So, you know what? I feel badly for them because they're a target, and I feel badly.
Too.
And I think it was terrible
but the ones who are
that
causing
the prosecutor
they
waited.
Need to get beat on the head and drugged
Why
to jail.
wait till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night to announce that when they had that information during the day, or you could wait till the next morning at 9 o'clock and announce it, for goodness sakes.
We're going to be back and talking about the St. Luke's Festival of Trees coming up. Boy, what a switch, huh? We'll be right back. 736-0300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. Yes, we're changing our topic here a little bit. We have Terry Rao from St. Luke's, and you got Festival of Trees coming up, that big annual event that everybody goes to.
We do. It's our 30th year.
No, sir.
30 years.
Wow.
Bringing tradition to the Magic Valley.
That's impressive.
It truly is.
So what's going to happen on the 30th year?
Well, we've got some new things planned, which I'm really excited about. And that is, well, we open up on Thursday. People bringing their trees in are going to come in on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And we've asked for people to repurpose. If you have trees, and I know a lot of people that have the tree that they had 2 years ago, but the color doesn't match the living room or the family room or whatever anymore, we've asked people to repurpose and give those to us.
Oh, that's nice.
Because really, in the long run, how many trees do you need? Yeah. So we wanted to repurpose trees, upcycle decorations, anything for holidays, including Hanukkah, because I believe it's important that we have all of the celebrations coming up this fall included. And we are going to open up on Thursday, and the trees go on sale Thursday morning. So they're not going to be sold the night before at a gala. We're going to start selling Thursday morning.
Nice.
And then Thursday and Friday. Thursday is Seniors and Veterans Day, and they get in for free. And then Friday's general, and Friday night is Ladies' Night Out.
Oh, right.
Our signature night with the runway fashion show, and Carolyn Cutler's hard work always shows the stores in the valley, shows off all of their wares. And then Saturday, yay, my favorite, we're having breakfast with our Elsa.
With what?
With our Elsa.
Who's our Elsa?
Are you familiar with Frozen?
The Ice Queen?
No, I have no children. I have no nieces.
Well, children or not, you should watch Frozen. It's a very good movie.
Well, the Elsa doll is the #1 toy for girls this year.
It
shot Barbie right out of the saddle.
It did.
Poor Barbie after 50-something years. It's hard to stay on top.
No.
Goodness.
It's our live Elsa, and she's and her friends, and they're going to be having breakfast. And there is a charge for breakfast with Elsa, but it's going to be fun because what the kids get to see and eat is going to be wonderful. That lasts till 10, and then at 10 o'clock we have the full-fledged Children's Day. It lasts from 10 to 4. And we have things like the Polar Express train will be there. And we're going to have a royalty corner where our prince and princesses can get their crowns. The Ladies of the Moose are doing a couple of crafts, so the kids will be able to put crafts together. Free pictures with Santa and with other friends who are there.
When's Santa getting there?
He will be there at 10.
On Saturday.
I'm surprised you were able to get him this year. He's a busy man.
I know he is, but he blocked me off last year right away, so he knew. And then Yay.
He's good at that. He likes to.
He's got a schedule.
He likes to.
Does. Yay is the beneficiary of the funds this year, and Yay works in conjunction with CSI for youth engaged in healthy activities. And this is to help encourage children can get signed up. And we have a couple different age groups.
Is this a new program, Yay?
It isn't, but it just isn't well known in the valley. And what it does is teaches kids good, healthy food, how to prepare food, how to shop for food, how to maintain their calories, because diabetes in youth is really shooting out of control, how to get up and move, and we also teach their families. So CSI gets involved with us in all the activities, so that's who gets a benefit this year. And so they're going to have a place there with healthy snacks for the kids. And then my most favorite part is a stuffed animal petting zoo and adoption center. So all of those...
stuffed animals?
Stuffed animal petting zoo.
Okay, Kelly's face went a little blank like mine did. I'm like, wait, what?
Stuffed animal petting zoo and adoption center.
Well, they don't bite.
No, they don't.
And the llamas don't spit on you.
And there's no honey.
And there's no charge. The kids will be able to pick out the animal of their choice.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Terry, you're going through a lot of stuff, but if people are interested in doing, so the gala is Wednesday night?
The gala is Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night.
Which Saturday?
The 6th.
Okay.
So where do people get tickets or more information or?
From the foundation, and our number is 814-0070.
And where is the event this year?
At the ballroom downtown.
The ballroom,
and there's plenty of parking downtown. Plenty of parking. Just don't park where it says permit only, because that makes people cranky.
So it starts
Thursday.
Yes. And
we
what's
need
admission?
Parking meters in downtown, by golly. Why don't we get parking meters?
Pull them out of
downtown?
people's offices, the ones who
We'll just
auctioned
put sacks
for
on top of them for Christmas.
So how much is it on Thursday to get in? Just so people have
Thursday's
an idea.
just general. It's free for seniors and for veterans. Kids are $2 and adults are $5.
Okay. So.
And we have a lot of entertainment. We're going to have fire department, police department on Saturday to see the kids. We're also having a karate, kung fu, whatever. I don't know what it is. Some kind of martial arts demonstration. And
Everybody
we're having
was kung fu fighting.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. So
The kids will
again,
have a blast.
30th year.
So what's the number folks can call for more information?
814-0070.
All right. Terry Rao,
Terry,
thank you very
best
much.
of luck. Sounds like a lot.
Yes.
Yes, does sound
It'll
like
be
a
fun.
lot. We got more coming up here on Top Story, so stay tuned. So would you rather spend Thanksgiving with friends or your family? We're gonna take a poll. 7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. In just a little bit, we're going to take a poll. Would you rather spend Thanksgiving with friends or family?
Yes.
And we have a background story for that, too. But think about that for a second, and don't call yet.
Don't call yet.
Because we have a couple of other stories to relate to you first. But I did also want to tell you that Certiset is a new way of irrigating your alfalfa fields. And if you're thinking about redoing your irrigation, maybe with a pivot or sprinklers or something this coming year, talk to the folks at Far More of Idaho about Certiset and just give it a consideration. Because when the weather's right, you got to move. And with Certiset, it's out there in the field. You don't have to move it out of there before you can go in and harvest the hay. You just work around it. It's got attachments that go on your equipment that lift the pipe up and out the back. So you don't have to worry about it. And they can tell you all about it at Far More of Idaho, 324-3341. You can get them online at farmoreofidaho.com. Somebody couldn't wait. They're calling already, see? But I wanted to...
They want to say, please, let me have Thanksgiving with friends.
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to talk a little bit about the weather for the for the Thanksgiving holiday. A storm is going to be dumping rain and snow across the East Coast early today, causing delays of up to 6 hours on the busiest travel period of the year. 30 million people from the mountains of North Carolina to Maine will be affected by this.
Is that it? Just 30 million?
Just 30 million. The silver lining for tomorrow morning flyers, by Thanksgiving, the storm will be exiting and conditions should be returning to normal.
Well, that's good, because when those 30 million are stuck in the airport, they'll be able to get out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Free room and board in the airport.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pull up your little linoleum, and you'll get out tomorrow.
They're expecting 3 or 4 inches in New York City, heavier accumulation in New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. Boston is expecting rain and snow in the morning. 10 to 15 inches in central Massachusetts. So far, airlines have canceled. The figure I have is 164 flights canceled for today. I just heard on Fox News a while ago that's over 200 now. So if you are flying out east, you might want to consider leaving yesterday. Okay?
And take a sandwich and a pillow and your toothbrush.
Now, here in this country, we do things a little different than they do in Russia. In Russia, when their flight has been delayed because a plane gets stuck on the ice, do they call the maintenance yard and say, hey, can you send out a snowplow to pull us out? Heavens, no. Passengers on a flight in Siberia were asked to, when these temperatures, 52 degrees below zero at the Igarka airport.
Can you believe Igarka has an airport?
I didn't even know there was an Igarka.
What is Igarka?
And as the passengers got out of the plane and pushed the plane, this is an airliner, pushed the plane out of the ice, got back on the plane, and took off.
We're strong like bulls. Get out. Push the plane. We don't need those thinking machines.
Yeah.
Get out. Part of your ticket. You all get vodka when you come back.
If they asked us to do that here in the United States,
insane?
They would be suing that airline like nobody's business.
Well, it's either that or you'd staying on the runway in Igarka forever. I would push the plane too. Get me the heck out of my Gorka.
So the people in Siberia, they tough people, you know.
You tough like strong like bull. Push. And hey, I can say my grandfather was Russian. Okay, I have a quarter Russian in me.
You have
I got a lot in me.
Yeah, you have
quarter
a quarter.
Polish,
so many
quarter
things.
Russian.
You're like 10 people because you've got
Heinz
quarter.
57.
Yeah.
Well, a quarter is a quarter.
So anyway, back to our regular story here. Shauna Alexander's Friendsgiving story began in the traditional way. She was avoiding her family. She said, I was having some tough times with my parents, as one does when they're 25, she recalls. It was just growing pains with folks. So instead of going home to New York for Thanksgiving that year, Alexander lied.
What?
And told her parents that she had to work on Friday and was stuck in Washington. Then she went out and bought the video game Rock Band, cooked a bunch of food, and invited all of her friends who were left in town over for dinner. The evening was laid back and boozy and so much fun. That was 5 years ago, and Alexander hasn't been home for Thanksgiving since.
Her poor mother.
Yeah, because she wasn't getting along with her parents. So I'm just wondering.
Wait, there's two questions here. A, who does get along with their parents or family? And B, you know, what about her poor parents? You know, come on. She just lies to them every year. Or have they caught on? Okay, so the point is, would you rather stay home with your friends or go home and deal with your dysfunctional family for the holidays?
But not everybody has a dysfunctional family.
Pretty much everyone does. No, yeah.
Because we always went home for, they lived
Well, you're here. But
right,
say you're going home, and now it's 4 or 5 days. You're sleeping in your old bedroom. You know, the old arguments come up. The siblings happen. It can be ugly.
I don't know why you even married her.
I don't I mean, it starts out good. Then it gets like, bad fish. You shouldn't stay longer than 3 days. And, I say, hey, when I was single and sometimes I couldn't go home, yes, you got together for holidays, and usually I was the one who had them. I'd have the Hanukkah parties or the, Passover or whatever. And because you didn't have family there and you do become family. Why not? Why not? It's better than sitting home, but I don't think I would have lied to my mother.
Oh, yeah.
And stayed. I would have.
That would have been kind of
like bad juju or something.
736-0300 is the number to call. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you getting together with family or friends? And do you get together with friends to avoid your family? Or maybe the other way around.
Spill
maybe you get together with family in order
to
avoid the friends. I don't know.
And then it's
I'm just going to guess that in this area, most people probably get together with their family.
But then they go home after the day. You can handle a day.
Well, maybe not necessarily so.
Yeah. Sometimes you get home, like staying with my dad. I was there a day and a half this spring, and that was about enough. That was enough time, a day and a half. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, your hair is this way, you're this way, you're this way. You're like, oh, for God's sakes. I can't take it anymore.
I'm thinking, too, that nowadays we have, better ways of communicating. Like, it used to be when I was a kid, if you wanted to talk to somebody in another state, you had to, there was a long-distance charge.
Cost a lot of money.
Yeah, it cost a lot of money. You could only talk so long. Now we've got Skype, we've got computers, we got email, we got video, we got all that kind of stuff. So it makes being away not quite as difficult, I guess.
No,
and it's kind of like you're a little more involved in them because you can Skype them, and talk to them.
But some of the highest suicide rates are during the holidays. There can be ugly things that happen.
They just don't have Skype. Maybe they don't have Skype.
I don't care how much Skype you have, but sometimes family dynamics are tough.
736-0300. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. You're dividing up the questions on family. And I think you got to divide it again if it's a married couple. Which family?
Oh,
that's tough too.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so who do you want to avoid?
Spending time Thanksgiving with my family, and yet I really don't like to go to my wife's family. So you got another option in there.
Does she know that?
Does she? Yeah.
Yes.
Do they know that?
Yes.
Oh.
They all know that. So why do they invite you?
We are the richer side of the family to supply stuff.
Oh, so you're there for food.
So you have to. They have to have you because you supply the food. Is that the reason? I think we lost him.
What?
I think we lost him. Must have been on a cell phone. But that's an interesting concept, actually.
Well,
he doesn't really get along with them, but they have to invite them. He has to be invited because they supply most of the food.
Well, haven't you had a bad set of in-laws?
No, not really.
No,
no,
I did
really.
once. It was really bad.
I guess it's hard for me to visualize some of this stuff because I had a good upbringing. I had good families, and I've never really had issues like that.
I had a horrible first mother-in-law. Awful. Her problem was she didn't want anyone taking her son. How do you compete with that?
Yeah.
She was a nightmare.
You son napper,
and
you.
After we got divorced, my friends would fix me up, but I'd say I only want to date someone whose mother has passed on. And they would literally call me up and say, I have a guy for you. And they'd say, like, and his mother's dead. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it.
It's a match made in heaven.
Things are looking up.
7360300. Top story. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly and Jill. This is Pat.
Hi,
Where
Pat.
have you been, Pat? We haven't talked to you in so long.
I've been a busy guy.
Well, that's good. That's better than
the
alternative.
But I still listen to you.
Good.
Thank you.
Kelly, I'm disappointed that I'm not going to get to hear you until I'm 90 years old. So.
Well, I don't know what to. I guess you could call me every day.
Anyway, you've been a great asset to the community, and we've all enjoyed the program. I'm sure the program continue and be great also. But you really gave a good aspect to the program, and we're all going to really miss you.
Well, thank you, sir.
And back to the Thanksgiving, I lived long enough now that I don't have to worry about going anywhere.
Yeah, everybody comes to your place.
Yeah, everybody wants to comes to my place. If they don't want to come, no big deal.
That's a good place to be because the bad part, and thanks for the call, Pat. Good to talk to you again.
Yeah.
The bad part about going to somebody else's for Thanksgiving is when you get home, all there is to eat is cornflakes.
There's
you don't
no
have the
leftovers.
That's right. And I have to say...
And can you really lay down at someone's house after dinner?
I know, you
have to force yourself up.
Taking off your shoes and laying on the couch and taking a snooze.
Having that pie on your chest.
Yeah, you just, you don't feel right about it. No, it's not. It's not. So.
We're going. Do we have another caller?
Yeah, we do. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. It's rough for me for Thanksgiving or any holiday because my wife and I really enjoy spending it with my parents, but I have a sister who thrives on chaos and seems to throw a grenade in every holiday that comes along.
Doesn't that always happen?
That's always rough to deal with that. And then on my wife's side, we go to her family, and they're much higher social status than we are, and we usually end up getting ignored. So I like to stay home.
Aww.
There's just, I don't care. And thanks for that call. And we go to my mother-in-law's and, we have a good time. But there's just no place like home,
Well, I mean, I'm actually having a few people that have no place to go to this weekend, tomorrow. Someone's from Florida and someone's in Oregon. And,
that's
it's
very
like,
nice of you.
I hate for people to be alone on the holidays. So
if I get kicked out of the house, can I come to your place?
Come on over. There's no turkey. But then we have all side dishes.
That would be tough.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Would it really?
Yeah, I need my yearly fix of L-tryptophan or whatever it is.
Wow.
7360300. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, beautiful Jill. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you?
I like to. We're gonna spend it alone, but whenever we spend it with family, there's only two rules. Okay. We don't talk politics and we don't talk money.
Oh, that's good. What about religion?
Religion is okay?
I'm pretty like, you're not going to talk to the Creator about me, and I'm not going to talk to the Creator about you, so you're on your own on that one, too. So let's just give thanks, and for Kelly, it's 36 days?
How many days left, Cal?
After today, well, yeah, this is the 36th today, I think.
But
After
who's
today,
counting?
It'll be 35, but yeah, who's counting?
Who's counting?
Yeah. And I'm, you know what? It just can't get here fast enough. All right, see you guys later.
Oh, that wasn't
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Wow.
Welcome to my world, Cal. Welcome to my world.
Says he's going to come to my party, then he doesn't, and claims that he does, and claims that I was a racist and didn't pay any attention to him. Happy Thanksgiving there, buddy. 73603. We got time for one more real quick one here.
Hey, Kelly and Jill.
Hello.
Hey. My daughter's grown and married and has 3 kids, so we've had to change ours, and to make it fair, they come to our house one year, and the next year we go to theirs.
That's a nice idea. So which one's going to be this year?
They're coming to our house. We're going to have 20-something people at our house.
No way.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we're going to go out and have handgun poker on guns.
Oh,
and we put up a bunch of cards, and you shoot with 7 different guns, and you try to shoot the best card you got and make your best poker hand.
Can I come to your place?
You bet, Kelly. Anytime.
All right. I'll see you.
I'm gonna pass this year, but thank you.
We've got Twin Falls City Council person Suzanne Hawkins next hour for State of the City, and then we got some other information on. Well, you got some healthy food tips
healthy
coming
tips.
up too. So don't worry, it's going to be jam packed with information you can't get anywhere else. And welcome back to the third half of Top Story. 7360300 is the number to call. Welcome back, Jill.
Thanks, Cal. Same to you.
It's like 44 today.
It's just balmy.
I know.
I only have one sweater on and actually a cotton blouse. I'm really walking on the edge here.
Keeps this up. The trees are going to be budding and the grass is going to start growing again. And so, But anyway, welcome back. And we have Twin Falls City Council person Suzanne Hawkins with. Boy, now there is a name.
That is an old name.
It is. How in the world did that come
How long ago did she work with you? God rest her soul.
Several years, many years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's weird.
It's not
That's
Suzanne.
okay.
Suzanne Hawkins.
That's a good person to be mistaken for.
Yeah, she was a lovely person. Well, so what's going on in the city? I know you got some committees that you're looking for people for and such.
We do. Parks and Rec Department is getting ready to start, I believe it's their first ever master plan for our Parks and Rec Department, and they're looking for people to step up to the plate and help design what our parks are going to look like and what recreation facilities we should have and what we should be offering to the community.
Are we as a city kind of unique in that you ask for a lot of input? Are there any other towns that you know of that have something like that? Is that kind of where you got the idea, or is that something we came up with here?
I haven't worked with any of the other cities, so I'm really not sure. I would hope that all the communities value public input and invite people to the table to help make those decisions, but I honestly don't know.
Well, not only that, but it not only gets them involved, but it makes it a little easier for the city staff and such because they kind of know they're going down the right path.
It does. And, when you have any kind of input into what your community is, you feel vested in it and you feel like it is yours and you have something to be proud of. And so it's always good to have your voice heard.
So how do they get involved in this particular committee?
On the city's website, tfid.org, there's contact links to Dennis Boyer or Stacy or anyone at the Parks and Rec Department, and they can get you all the information you need.
All right. Sounds good. When are they going to start meeting, or do they know yet?
I believe they want to start the first of next year.
Okay. All right. So this is something that's going to be happening pretty quickly.
Yes.
All right. It's volunteer, of course.
Yes. We love volunteers.
How long does it take, do they think, the committee will take, or as long as it takes?
I think, once they get that first meeting and see what kind of participation they get, they'll kind of set their schedule from there like we've done with other committees in the past.
Okay.
What
else you got?
What else? We're getting ready to address the comp plan. The comp plan. So the comprehensive plan for the city, it's time for it to be updated and reviewed. And we're going to be looking for lots of help on that project. It is a big one.
I was on that last time.
So what's the difference between a comprehensive plan and the strategic plan?
The strategic plan is something that the city council and staff worked on to help be a driving guide for our personal goals. It gives staff instruction. It gives different departments instructions on things that need addressed and answers and solutions. The comprehensive plan is by, I believe, state statute. Every city has to have a comprehensive plan, and it's more of a land use, and they're very different.
Kind of lays out what your city is going to be,
how it's going to grow, how the land will be developed, where the water will be serviced, where the sewer will be serviced, and that type of stuff.
Interesting stuff. All right. So, but is that something that you need a committee for, or volunteers, or is this something the city staff does?
No, I think it's volunteers. I know they got a cross section from people last time.
Oh, okay.
It is, and it is something that we could do as a council and staff by ourselves, but we don't want to operate in that vacuum. So of course, we try to get as much.
I don't think you can. I think it is open. You have to do it. The public has to be part of it, I believe.
Invited to the meetings, but I don't think we have to have a committee per se where we, go down that road.
Oh, okay. So
everything we do would be open and available to the public for comment, but I think we take it a step beyond when we set up the committee and let them kind of run with it and then bring it back to us instead of us driving the process.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
How do
it met for like a long time, months and months.
It is a huge project.
It was a cross section of a lot of people.
Right. Yeah.
And so I remember.
A form on the city website then to fill out for that one too?
I don't know if Josh has posted the form there, but you can contact anyone in the city office and they will get you to the right people to get you on that committee.
When's that going to start? In January?
I thought we were hoping to get it going in December, but it's looking like it might be January.
Okay.
All right. Now the government of the city government, it's gone through the restructuring now. So we've got Travis Rothweiler still as the city manager. We got was that 3 assistants or 2?
No, there are 2. I don't know if we would call it the government of the city. It's city staff. It's actually the people who put in the long hours and do all the heavy lifting for our city. And so we've taken a step back and looked at how the city's been structured before, and we felt like departments were really very separated from each other, and we're looking for more of a team atmosphere where people can work together. For example, who's on our streets more than our police officers? No one. So why should a police officer have to call their supervisor to call another supervisor to say, hey, there's a pothole on this street? Why can't the police just call streets by themselves and say, we're out driving and we notice this really needs attention? So we're trying to develop more of that
get rid of the middleman type
thing. Yeah. And so what we've done is instead of hiring an assistant to the city manager, we are going to have 2 deputy city managers, one over public safety and one over community development, basically.
All right.
And you think that will streamline things better?
That is the goal. Right now, we feel like our city manager, Travis Rothweiler, is just bogged down in too many of the little daily details because everything has to be filtered through. And with these 2 positions, they understand what needs to happen and what information and what really needs to be passed on and what they can handle, and hopefully allow Travis to do more of the big project planning and not the little day-to-day items.
I know the city police chief, Brian Pike, so he's still the police chief, I guess, till you find somebody else, right? But now he's one of the deputy city managers.
He will be the deputy city manager over public safety. And we believe that we are going to do the swearing in service on December 8th if everything fell in time for the families to be here for that. And then the position will start January 1st. We have released the job description for the public for a new chief of police. But in the interim, the council has approved for there to be an interim chief of police so we can keep functioning and keep the process moving and not be held up.
So who is that?
We're
working on that.
That's something we're working on now, yes.
Okay.
But now are you looking for someone internal to be promoted to chief of police?
Not necessarily. We are looking internal and external both. And the one requirement for the interim person is they cannot be applying for the permanent position.
Right.
Okay. So
maybe no one wants to step up. No, you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. So, I want to be chief.
There's a lot of requirements there.
I'll bet.
I don't think you're qualified, Cal.
Well, I could probably go on a diet. I can go on a diet. No, I think.
But you do like donuts, so.
I do.
Yeah, there you go.
And again, the job description is posted on the city website as well as being pushed out through the media.
So there might be somebody out there maybe who got out of law enforcement for a while, has the requirements, and might think, man, that might be fun to get back into. So you never know. You just never know.
So did any position open up under Mitch Humble, because he's now deputy city manager as well? Is anything open up where some of those people are being promoted, or is it just spread out?
There's a combination of things. The whole structure has been changed. Some people that were subordinates are now equals, because what we're doing is we're trying to remove engineering from the streets and public works part, because it was just too much for one person. So it's going to make our engineering department more effective also. So there's a flow chart that's been printed out on where the moves are and who's going where, but there's a lot of changes.
Okay.
All right. So if people really want to get that detailed into it, they should check the website.
Correct. One of the big things also is the dispatch department will no longer be under the police. It will now be civilians, and that way they are really where they're supposed to be, which is helping fire and police and helping some of the emergency calls, like when we had the flooding and stuff. Yeah. So they will be civilian and not police. So that's going to, I think, be a very positive move as well.
All right. I know we've talked a lot about the rebuilding of the downtown Twin Falls. Do you know when construction's going to start, or is that still...
There has been no decision made that we're going to move downtown yet. We have a committee right now looking at our space needs and looking at a lot of different property and options, and there hasn't been a decision on what we're going to do and which way we're going.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I was actually
You're thinking of the ERA stuff.
Yeah, and that's right,
I'm
which
sorry.
is actually the ERA.
No, the city hall.
So the Urban Renewal Agency project is moving ahead. And the group that they've hired, which is OTAC, has been to Twin, I believe, 3 times for public meetings, and they will be back in January, I believe, is their next scheduled time to come bring back some of their first ideas now that they've gathered a lot of public input.
Okay. So that's still so we don't know when the first shovel of dirt's going to be turned then, huh?
No, not until the plan is actually made, because the underground work has to be done first, and we need to know what we're looking at, what the structures look like. We're sending out surveys to the business owners now, trying to get a feel for what is in the basement of those buildings and what's underneath them. Yeah. So
you could uncover a treasure trove.
I know, because they have all those tunnels and stuff under there.
Well, have you been watching the Orpheum and the stuff they've been finding just in that one building? Oh,
I haven't.
I've heard. We need to get them on.
It's incredible. You do. It has been just almost mind-boggling to see some of the treasures they have found.
Really? In the basement and such?
All over.
Different lights that were back from, engraved and stuff. Yeah, I was going to get them on when it gets closer to being opened, yeah.
Well, I think they're getting ready. I think they're waiting for the fire marshal to sign off.
That doesn't mean it's going to take any time soon. I've heard a few stories about that.
I think we're getting close.
It could take a while, Suzanne. So anyway, have them call us.
The thing of it is, whenever you see the old Bisbee photos of early Twin Falls, I mean, the Orpheum is one of the first things you see, and it's been there all, you can imagine.
Yes.
Boy, and if those walls could talk.
I know. I'm just so excited that somebody's taken on this project, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So we're still working on the waste treatment plant. You don't know if we're halfway through or a quarter way.
We're not. I don't believe we're halfway through yet. There's a lot of different phases to that project. I know that our last update we got as a council was we are on schedule, and at this point in time we are under budget just by a little bit.
Do we have a caller? Quick.
It looks like we do. Top story. You're on the air with Suzanne Hawkins.
Good morning.
I hope you guys are talking about the Orpheum, and I hope they actually let people see there. I knew some people that at one time 20 years ago had went into the basement of the Orpheum, and there was still the stars on the doors down there, and the actors that used to act on the stage that signed all the doors.
Oh, cool.
And there was just some amazing stuff they said down there that hopefully ropers didn't throw away or anything like that. But I hope someday everybody gets to see that down there. It's really cool.
That would be cool. We do have a museum, so
yeah, I know they've been documenting everything on their Facebook page.
Okay, I guess I'll have to
friend
them.
There you go. You'll have to.
There you go.
Right. Suzanne Hawkins, Twin Falls City Council, thanks for being on State
have
of the City
Thanksgiving.
today.
Happy Thanksgiving, and I vote family.
All right, very good. We'll be right back.
One more.
We'll be right back on Top Story. We are back. 736-0300 is always the number to call. And yesterday's $100 instant winning name with the word of the day brought to you by the Happy Landing Restaurant.
Happy Landing.
One of my favorite places.
Of all time.
And if you go there, and it's at the airport, it's at the Twin Falls Airport. If you've not eaten there before and you go there and you tell them that Jill or I sent you, and you order a drink or a meal, you'll get a free piece of homemade pie.
Homemade pie.
Yeah.
And it's what, 6 miles from here? It's not far. It's
No,
not
it's
hard
not,
to get
no.
to, and
coming
it's
back,
nice.
it's all downhill. So.
All downhill, free pie, and it's nice. You get to see the planes coming in and out.
Yeah, it is a kind of fun to watch.
And
that,
imagine where you could go.
Every once in a while, you'll see like some celebrity that sneaks through.
Really?
You know?
Like who have you seen?
Did
you look in the mirror?
Right now. It seemed like there was somebody.
Who was it?
There was a plane there from.
Oh yeah, you told me. Who was it?
It was
it Italy?
some dignitary from Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I forget who you said it was.
I think it might have been the president. I don't know, from Italy, but I don't know. Maybe not the president.
It wasn't Berlusconi, was it?
It was somebody up there.
Anyway, all right.
Anyway, it's kind of fun. But the folks there tell you about. Oh yeah, the other day so and so came through. You know, some star on the way to Sun Valley.
Sun Valley.
Yeah.
Find your own airport.
Anyway, the Happy Landing Restaurant. They'd love to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, and today's name. What is today anyway? Is it
Wednesday? But it feels like
All
Friday.
Right. Darby Hawks.
Darby Hawks, congratulations.
And your $100 word of the day today is shop.
Shop.
S-H-O-P.
Shop.
Yeah.
Like on Friday, Black Friday, shop. Or tomorrow on Thanksgiving, because everything seems to be open on Thanksgiving now. Can't we just have a holiday?
Or woodworking shop.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, they're going to be on night. We
way.
actually looked at the woodworking shop.
Go to our website at newsradio1310.com and click on Word of the Day, type in shop, and listen probably, since tomorrow's Thanksgiving, listen Friday.
Yeah.
If you hear your name Friday and you played the word today.
Because we will be here Friday.
Yes, we will.
Kelly might be in a turkey coma still.
Yeah. I'll bring leftovers.
I'm
bringing leftovers from my mother-in-law.
Oh, she gives you leftovers?
Yeah. You know, I know that you're going to give us some clues and tips on healthy eating.
Last segment.
As if that's what everybody wants to hear right now.
No. You can just tweak a few things and make it a little bit better, and you don't have to ruin the flavor.
Before we get to that, I have a list of 10 foods here that people might snub their nose at.
What happened to the fun facts of Thanksgiving?
The fun facts of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's better than the others.
Where's that at?
Oh, for gosh sakes, Kelly. I thought this was so interesting. How many pies and turkeys and you got it?
Where is it?
Where is it? Oh my! Who can work like
you
this?
Have them.
Just
go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here they are.
Oh my goodness!
I got them. Okay.
All right.
From your favorite pies to the number of turkeys eaten each Thanksgiving, a look at the holiday by the numbers.
So instead of talking politics or religion, here's some fun facts you can share at your Thanksgiving dinner.
The number 2. That's the ranking of Thanksgiving in the first of America's favorite holidays. Christmas is number 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
What a shock.
10 to 12.
Okay.
The number of hours it takes to thaw a frozen 20 to 24-pound turkey in cold water.
Wow.
Compare that to the 5 to 6 days it takes to thaw in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah. 100,000 plus. The questions typically answered by the Butterball Turkey Hotline every November and December.
Can you imagine? Wow.
88%. That's the percentage of Americans that eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
I guess I'm in the 12.
So I guess you are. So turkey is still the overwhelming favorite.
Shock.
Some people think you can only eat turkey.
Some people do.
Is for Christmas.
Okay.
46 million. That's the number of turkeys that are eaten each Thanksgiving.
That's amazing.
22 million on Christmas and 19 million turkeys on Easter.
Wow.
Wow. That's a lot of gobbles.
That is.
4,500. That's the number of calories the average American consumes on Thanksgiving.
I can help you with that in the next segment.
14 is the number of slices of pumpkin pie it would take to equal 4,500 calories.
That's good to know. Now you know you can't eat 14.
Well, it depends on the size of the
They
the
probably
piece,
have the average size.
Okay, 7 is the average number of hours spent cooking.
That's about right.
16, the average number of minutes spent eating.
That is so disturbing to me.
So you take 7 hours to prepare it, and in 16 minutes
so
it's gone.
Disturbing. It's like locusts.
It's like Christmas. You spend 2 months shopping, and in 30 minutes on Christmas morning, it's all done.
I know.
3.5 is the average number of hours spent watching TV. 28% is the percentage of Americans that will have more than 12 people at their Thanksgiving table.
So happy I'm not part of that percentage.
1924 was the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. 588 is the average distance in miles traveled by Americans during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, which is a decline of 16.7% from last year. 24.6 million is the number of passengers flying on U.S. airlines domestically and internationally over the holiday weekend.
Wow.
That might change with all the weather.
Yeah.
I got some more here. We'll have to cover those when we come back here on Top Story. 7360300, the number to call, and we are back. Before I get back to our Thanksgiving Day by the numbers, I just wanted to tell you about the folks at Clearwater Power Equipment and all the stuff that they have at Clearwater Power Equipment. They've got chainsaws, they've got leaf blowers, they've got lawnmowers, they've got snow blowers, they've got log splitters. You know, all that stuff that you need around the house kind of on a daily basis, they've got it.
And a chainsaw.
And a chainsaw.
You have to cut your turkey tomorrow.
I know,
Come
that's
on.
right.
How else are you going to cut this huge thing?
I know. I would suggest stopping by there today, picking up a chainsaw to carve your turkey with.
And I'd love to see their faces when you tell them that's what it's for.
And then after you carve the turkey and have a big meal, you can go outside. Everybody who came over to your house can go outside and help you cut down the tree and cut it up into firewood.
Nice.
So there you go. See, they've got the stuff Husqvarna and Echo, and if you're, you know, they service the stuff, they sell it, they know all the answers to all your questions, and they would love to help you out. They're at 252 Washington Street, which is right there where General Building Supply used to be. You can call them at 734-7767. And actually, if your lawnmower is still sitting outside because you don't have any place to put it,
I know.
They have a storage program too. So give them a call and ask them about that.
I think that's great.
Okay, I'm going to finish my holiday by the numbers. 24.6 million. Oh, that's one I already used. The number of people flying on U.S. airlines, domestically and internationally.
They can only hope.
Weekend.
With the weather, let it be 24.6 million.
1927. The first giant helium balloons were introduced at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Wow, that's cool.
50 million. The approximate number of people who watch the parade on television.
My mom always watches it. I
Really?
never really watch it. I don't know. Anyway, go on.
I've seen it before, but I don't get out of bed early to watch it. Believe me.
Well, I think it starts at 9.
That's what I say. I don't get out of
If
bed
I
early.
could sleep till 9, that would be a Thanksgiving miracle. Okay.
3.5 million. The approximate number of spectators who watched the parade in person.
My sister watched it one year.
3.5 million.
All I can think of is as those people are crammed in on the side of the sidewalk and stuff is, where do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
That's all I can think of. You wouldn't want to get out of line. I mean, where do you go to the bathroom? It's cold. You have to go. Forget it.
In Pasadena? Oh, Macy's. Where's that one?
No, it's in New York.
New York. Yeah. I'm thinking of the Rose Bowl parade.
Yeah, no.
All right. Okay, so 2.5. The number of miles in length of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay,
2.5 miles.
That's right. So I'm going to ask you, even though you know the answer, what do you think of the percentage of pies eaten after Thanksgiving meal? Do you think the most is pumpkin, pecan, sweet potato, other? Like when your gut feel.
You want me to answer that?
Well, we know, but I mean, when you read this, were you surprised?
No,
what?
I wasn't. No. Pumpkin pie is the overwhelming number one choice at 57%. I was kind of surprised at the second one. 14% is pecan pie.
What did you think? I thought it'd be apple.
I have to say,
I don't know.
My dear mother, God rest her soul, whenever she cooked all the big meals, she would always cook a chocolate pie with whipped cream on top.
For Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I have never heard of that in my life.
Well, I don't think it's got anything to do with tradition. I think she just cooked it because everybody liked it.
Did you ever have pumpkin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and she cooked pumpkin pie, too.
All right.
She usually cooked pumpkin pie and chocolate pie.
Really?
Oh, it was great.
Wow.
9% of the percentage of pies eaten after Thanksgiving meal are sweet potato pie.
And 14 was pumpkin or pecan, in case people missed that. But and 20% was other. But I would think it would be apple pie. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Apple pie might be in the
I like pumpkin pie. I used to love it with Cool Whip. Cool Whip, Cool Whip.
Oh, let me tell you about Cool Whip.
Well, then, after I changed my eating and I tasted Cool Whip again, like say it was a few years later and you happen to see pumpkin pie and you're like, oh, I'll try a little bite of Cool Whip. I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? I was like...
Well,
oh
nothing beats the old-fashioned whipped cream that my mom used to make.
No.
There's no way you can beat that.
No. And after not having something like that and you have it again for the first time, I was like, are you kidding me?
And I have to say, to this day, that's what started me on liking a little pie with my whipped cream.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, nothing's better than the homemade.
That's true.
I'm sorry,
That's
isn't.
Right. You're right. Cool Whip,
you can't
Ready
convince
Whip.
me
I
of
don't care
that.
what you use. No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing beats mom's cooking. You know, everybody's
mom
is a
you better
great
hope
cook.
your mom is a good cook. Sometimes I've heard people say my mom was the worst cook. Actually, my friend Amy T, she says her mom is not a very good cook, and even tuna salad isn't a good thing. That's
even
bad.
Something as simple. Can she boil hot dogs?
I don't know, but I know Amy does talk about that. And her mom always wants to cook. And they're like, no, let us take you out. Let us bring something, please.
Well, in case you're sitting on the edge of your seat wondering how you can turn this Thanksgiving meal into
a little bit healthier,
a healthy event, Jill has some healthy tips for us up next on Top Story. 7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. I'm sorry, I just kind of got caught up in the
shiny objects.
Well, they're showing car accidents in Russia.
This is right after they pushed their planes off
the runway,
back onto the runway, out of the snowbank. Strong like bull. Push this.
They're tough people in Russia, I'll tell you.
They are tough. We actually have a friend, Natasha, very close friend, and very tough. Very secretive.
Hello, my name is Natasha.
Natasha. Yeah. Now you screwed me up. Okay, yeah, Natasha. Anyway, but.
Okay, so healthy food tips from Jill.
Okay, these are things you can do to make your dishes a little bit healthier, and you won't miss the flavor at all. And I promise, because I've tested this out, tried and true. A lot of these recipes are in my cookbook, Comfort Food Gets a Vegan Makeover, which is available at Rudy's, Twin Falls Sandwich Company, Barnes & Noble, and online. But if you want to pick it up today. So anyway, I was going to tell you. Okay, so a lot of times you do, you know what a roux is, where you do equal parts flour, equal parts. It's usually butter.
No, I have no idea.
You usually do that. It's equal parts flour or fat, and you do that to thicken things. So a lot of times you thicken gravy with that. They'll put flour in the turkey trimmings or the fat. When you add the flour, it's what thickens it.
Right.
But some people use that in soups and things like that. Instead of using butter, you can use olive oil. I've done this when I've done a vegetable pot pie and you want it thicker. So you can do a roux using equal parts flour, equal parts olive oil, which will help with some saturated fat and cholesterol, and you will not know the difference.
Wow.
You will not know the difference there, Kelly.
You go. All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good tip.
I'll remember that as I'm doing my cooking tomorrow.
Yes, as you wake up at 4 to get the turkey in the oven. The other thing you can do, and I have tested it. If anyone saw my segments on Rise and Shine, I have done this. Even the one in Good Things Utah. The potatoes. I know it's a vehicle for butter and sour cream and cheese, but what I do is I cook. You could do russets, you could do Yukon Golds, whatever. Don't do the different colored potatoes. I don't think they mash as well. But anyway, what you do is I reserve the cooking water, which is salted, and then I start to mash the potato, and I add a little bit of the cooking water back. So you know how you add the milk and the butter that's melted and stuff? Yeah. You can do that to get the consistency that you like. Salt and pepper, a little olive oil for richness. You could top with caramelized onions. And I'm telling you, Danielle Kozer, who right before we went on air said, you do know I'm a mashed potato connoisseur, don't you? And I thought, oh, God, please like it. She was surprised. So you can cut calories out like that. I'm telling you, no one will know the difference. Even Jack Holland tried it, Bradley Showright from KVT.
So, and all of that, I'm not sure what you substituted for what.
Well, you have to listen. So I reserve the cooking water, which is salted water. You salt the water. You cook the potatoes in it. You pour it out. You keep your potatoes, put them back in the hot pan. Mash them.
Right.
Then you add a little bit of the reserve cooking water to get to the consistency you like.
Instead of
the butter, the milk, the cream.
Gotcha.
That's usually melted. Then you just salt, pepper it to taste.
All right.
Little olive oil.
I gotcha.
Bam. Okay, if you want people to eat vegetables, which you should, they shouldn't be raw. You have those vegetable trays. No one's really eating that.
I eat those.
Really? Ugh,
yes.
I don't. Well, you dip it in ranch dressing, right?
No, I take
Thousand
ranch.
Island?
I like vegetables on my ranch dressing.
Right, okay. So what you can do is you can just cut up some small potatoes, you can cut up mushrooms, you can cut up onions, you can cut up parsnips, sweet potatoes, whatever vegetable you like, Brussels sprouts. You just coat them in a little olive oil, salt, pepper. You could add rosemary, you could add sage, and you just roast them for about 30, 40 minutes, depending on how large they're cooked.
Roasted veggies.
Roasted veggies bring out the carbohydrates. So they're much sweeter, they're warm, they're delicious. You get a good healthy oil, which will help prevent you from overeating later.
Interesting.
Yes. Also, you can substitute out any kind of chicken or beef broth, like in your dressing, for veggie stock, which is nice. You don't have to use beef or saturated or chicken stock.
Easy for you to say.
Very easy. Substitute out vegetable broth for anything. It'll make it healthier. If you're doing a butternut squash soup, use water. Use veggie stock. That would be fine. You don't have to use all the cream. You can still have a delicious butternut squash soup. And at the end, you just grate a little ginger, fresh ginger, squeeze the ginger juice in right at the end. I'm going to serve that on Thanksgiving. Right. And, when you have sweet vegetables in your diet, it'll help you from eating too many sweets because you have the sweetness of the squash, sweetness of carrots.
So heating up a vegetable makes it sweeter?
Well, when you roast them, it brings out the sweetness. So when you roast squash, when you roast carrots, it's sweeter. If you have butternut squash soup, it's a sweetness. Hopefully the squash is good. And then it helps with your sweet tooth. The other thing I'm going to implore upon you people, please, 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 do not eat in front of the TV.
What?
Do not turn on fast music. It will make you eat faster. Put your fork down in between bites. Someone spent 7 hours cooking this meal. The average time is 16 minutes. Put your fork down. Enjoy your food. Chew it well. You can eat more and have nice music.
The faster you eat, the more you can eat.
No.
Because if you delay it, then you start getting full before you're done eating.
It takes 20 minutes for your body to figure out if you're full. But just enjoy your food. Nothing's worse than spending all that time and in 15 minutes your meal's gone. It's like locusts. Come on. It'll help your digestion, too. Better you chew. Better digestion.
All right. And then you go take a nap.
Then room for pie, then take a nap.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jill. That was very interesting.
Yeah. So when you started to listen, it came better.
What?
I know.
It's time now for the Huckabee Report, brought to you by Waddell & Reed. You can hear the Huckabee Report each weekday right here at this time. Brought to you by Waddell & Reed. Laura Nelson, Josh Funk, and Steve Stanger, financial advisors. 736-6563.
That's so easy. Call them.
The folks at Canyon Pawn have a phone number also, 933-2600. And you just will stop by today. You could actually get in a little pre-Christmas shopping, pre-Thanksgiving shopping by stopping in today at Canyon Pawn. They got some rings in there, guys, if you're getting ready to pop the question sometime over the holidays and don't want to burden things down with a $10,000 ring.
Pass the gravy, and by the way, will you marry me?
Yeah, there you go. No, he's got some wedding rings in there and such.
He does. I know. Nice stuff.
And guns, all kinds of guns. It's just
all sorts of surprises.
It's a typical pawn shop. He's got, except it's clean. It's really clean.
It is
really,
really
clean. And he'd love to have you stop by and say hi and take a look at the store and tell them that we sent you.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the corner of 3rd Avenue South and Shoshone Street, right across from Wells Toyota. Big sign out front.
Can't miss it.
We got Christmas in the Nighttime Sky.
Friday.
Coming up Friday evening.
Which, can I just say, you guys are having fireworks. Can people please put their animals inside? Fireworks scare cats and dogs and horses.
Always does. Yeah.
Please, please, please.
Because the animal shelter is always very busy on the days after any fireworks. And
I know.
Christmas
Just put your animals
sky.
inside. They should be inside, too. It's so cold out.
But the event itself is
lovely.
They get, you take an unwrapped gift for a child, and you'll get a potato and chili dinner. And they got bonfires. We'll have music out there. They have PA systems running music. The music is choreographed to the fireworks, or should I say fireworks is choreographed to the music. And it's just a good time to be had by all. 20-some years.
Wow.
This has been going on.
Wow.
Over 150,000 gifts have been
Isn't
collected
that nice
for
for all the kids?
Yeah, and that's at Kimberly Nurseries. It'll be Friday evening. You know the routine. You've probably been there, done that.
And one more thing. You have to sign up for Lunch with Kelly and me. The deadline, we are picking it Monday.
That's right. It'll be the last one.
Monday. So you have until what? Sunday night at midnight?
Yeah.
To enter. So play the word of the day. Play all the games. Get all the points you can. Combine them. Do whatever you have to do to have the last lunch with Kelly class.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people at your party, and they're like, I'm putting in, I'm playing everything. I'm doing what I can. Keep playing.
Speaking of that, you know what number 23 is?
What?
It's the number of top stories left for me.
But who's counting? What is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
Be happy. Enjoy the moment.
I am happy. I am enjoying
the moment. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Please have a nice, wonderful holiday, and put your fork down in between bites. Enjoy the meal.
And we'll see you Friday morning right here on Top
we will.
Story. Goodbye, Jill.
Bye, Cal.